Now, jurors in the Jamie Smith coroner's inquest learning more about the events that transpired before he ended up dead in police custody back in February.
Jimmy Swain was at the coroner's court today and fills us in on the latest details.
Officers testifying Wednesday in the coroner's inquest into the death of Jamie Smith. 36-year-old Smith died in police custody back in February. A pathologist report linked his death to lack of oxygen. Sergeant Smith, along with another officer, collected Matthew Pratt, also known as Jamie Smith, from the holding cell for questioning on February 8. He was taken to the General Inquiry Section to the office of Inspector Ezra Maycock to be questioned in connection with the attempted armed robbery of an ICS armored truck. Smith told the court that Pratt was seated facing the door as he outlined to him the facts and surveillance footage they had linking him to the case. He testified that Pratt told him, quote, "I will tell you everything, but I ain't signing nothing." Smith said Pratt told him that he and several men attempted to rob the armored truck, but one of the security officers closed the door and a shootout erupted. In the chase that ensued, 2 men were shot. At the end of the interview, Smith said Pratt refused to sign the statement. Smith said Pratt cursed and said he was not going to jail for the persons trying to blame him for that crime. The officer said Pratt had a dazed look on his face, then he got up violently and bolted for the door. At this point, he said Inspector Maycock grabbed Pratt around his waist in an attempt to subdue him, and a struggle ensued between the 2 men. Smith said he attempted to grab Pratt's feet as he was kicking to get free. He said Corporal 1207 Roach ran in to assist and put Pratt in a headlock. Smith said Pratt shouted, "Cheapy, you'll kill me because I ain't going to jail." He said Pratt continued to struggle violently, but he eventually calmed down enough to be handcuffed. He said Pratt still looked dazed, but he sat up, placed both hands on his face, and said again he couldn't go back to jail. Next, Smith said Pratt's hands dropped from his face and he appeared to be staring at the floor. He called out to him twice, but he was unresponsive. Smith said the struggle lasted all of 5 minutes. Attorney Wayne Monroe in his cross-examination only asked the officer why they did not just shoot Pratt after he attempted to escape custody. Smith responded that the area was confined and they felt that they could control Pratt. He said no one threatened or abused Pratt and he made no complaints. Another officer is expected to take the stand on Thursday at 11 a.m. to give his version of the events leading up to the victim's death. Jimmy Swain, ZNS Network News.